to tell you a little bit more about Indianapolis, I will share my screen here and jump onto my PowerPoint. So first, I want to kind of depict in these first couple pictures, when you're downtown Indy, it's very much going to be like a college campus for you guys, where I like to say it's either the biggest city, the biggest small city, or the smallest big city in the country. Because whether you're in the hotel or you're out on the town, you guys are going to be together, you're going to run into each other, you're going to have drinks together, food together. So it's not just within the hotel where that networking and really where those real relationships are built is just going to happen inside, but also outside. And so right here, you can kind of see our downtown core. The Westin, I will point out, is right here. So Brittany mentioned the Circle, Meridian Street, lots of bars and stuff right here, tons of restaurants. We do have a skywalk system, so even though the weather will be warm, if it's like blazing, you still can kind of go inside and not, you know, sweat out the suit jacket, if you will. And then to kind of bring in the attractions, again, you guys are right in the heart and center of everything. So you've got White River State Park, you've got the zoo over there, 3 museums along the canal walk. So I definitely recommend getting out, walking the canal, get some fresh air, hit a museum. And then kind of keep coming along downtown. Obviously, Indy is known for sports. I would say the 2 other things, or the 3 stereotypical things we're known for is basketball, corn, I think as someone mentioned, and racing. So you guys being headquartered in Indianapolis, it's really back home again in Indiana, as the racers would say. We've got world-class sporting facilities. And then just great other sporting / venue options. The NCAA is actually headquartered in Indianapolis, which is a nice touch. It's only like $5 to do the tour. It's got some activities. You can throw the football, and Brittany's not as good as I am with the pigskin, but that's okay. We still love her. Obviously, you've got the racing capital of the world. And then whether you're coming in by car or plane, our Indianapolis airport, just award winner after award winner. That might help you read some of that a little bit better. And then driving into, it adds a nice value because as you can see here, a day's drive for a lot of people is 8 hours. For me, I'm a road tripper, it can be 12. But you guys can really get here in a day's drive, save you that flight time, and maybe save on a little bit of the budget too of having to fly. Once you're in Indy, you don't need a car. You can walk everywhere you want. You kind of saw the skywalks. We have a cultural trail, which is actually in an expansion phase right now. This is our Pacers bike share system. It's $1 to unlock the bike. There's bike stations all around the city, whether you want to get out of the downtown core and visit a few of the neighborhoods like Fountain Square, Mass Ave, very easy to get to. Our red line runs right through downtown, goes right to Fountain Square. It's like a 5-minute bus ride. I actually live in Fountain Square, so I take the red line, I take the scooters, I take the bikes. Occasionally I'll walk if the weather's right. And then some great green space, as you can see here too. We talked about White River State Park. We've got the War Memorial Plaza as well. And then I understand that you guys work kind of within the city, which I think you guys are going to get to. But Teachers Treasures, the Pacers Foundation, and Riley Hospital are all 3 amazing organizations. When I was talking with Wendy about this, I really didn't even have direction to give. But I think whichever one you guys choose to go with, I think it's going to be a great experience, not only for you guys, but also the city. So as a born and raised Indianapolis Hoosier, I definitely appreciate when groups give back to the host city like this. Indianapolis has the 2nd most memorials and monuments to war and war veterans, only 2nd to DC, which is kind of crazy to think about. Monument Circle is there on the left. You've got the USS Indianapolis and then the 9/11 Memorial. And then we've got some world-class museums. The Eiteljorg Museum is Indian art and culture history. Indiana, land of the Indians, of course. The Indiana State Museum is there to your right along the canal. That's that beautiful walk I highly recommend taking. And then the Children's Museum, #1 in the United States. And the last time I kind of looked at some articles, I would put it like 6 or 7 in the world, believe it or not. And then, finally, we talk about the racing. Racing is Indianapolis. We had our first race in 1911. It is the single largest one-day sporting event in the world. So tough to top that. Couple more images from events at the Speedway. And then the food scene. I already saw some things in the chat about the food. I think you guys are going to be extremely excited. We have tons and tons of restaurants. We've got James Beard Award winners, things like that. Food-wise for Indianapolis, here's the 4. I saw it in the chat. Sugar cream pie for dessert. I'm a sweet tooth, so I got to start there. Now we'll move back up to appetizer. The shrimp cocktail at St. Elmo's and or Harry and Izzy's is actually, I would say, our food staple, believe it or not. And then the tenderloin sandwich, as Jason mentioned in the chat, and then good old corn on the cob. Few more restaurants from our food scene, definitely some great outdoor spaces I would recommend hitting. And then quite a few breweries and distilleries as well. These are going to be our cultural districts, neighborhoods from downtown. You've got that bottom left corner, which is like the Meridian, or I'm sorry, the Mass Ave area. Very easy to get to. Lots of little local bars and restaurants. Fountain Square down there on the right, kind of the same scene there. Broad Ripple is the upper left, and then the City Market on the upper right. So no shortage of kind of mom and pop type local bars and restaurants. Some other activities, you can utilize the canal, whether it's on the water, outside the water. You've got duck pin bowling on the bottom right, handlebar, and then back 9, which is basically like a Top Golf. And for golfers, I will say I think the tracking system is better for golf outings there. And then the new Bottle Works district, this is on the top of Mass Ave. I highly recommend getting up here if you want to get out and experience some of the city for sure. And then some new developments that we have coming. On the left, you've got the new plaza that the Pacers are putting on. The Pacers and the Indiana Fever both play at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. It will be WNBA season while you guys are here, although the schedule is not out yet. On the right, we've got the Indy 11, which is our minor league soccer team. Hope to be major league with this new stadium. And then it will be soccer season as well about the time you guys are here. So possibly some soccer, some baseball, and some basketball in our sports city. And then as some of you know, we've hosted some of the biggest events in the world in Indianapolis. You've got the Super Bowl, the college football playoff in 2022. Next year, June, we will be building a pool at Lucas Oil Stadium to host the Olympic trials. NBA All-Star Game in 2024, and we recently had VCon in Indianapolis as well.